I was in the SAP program. I begged for SAP. I literally had to beg my judge for SAP, but I knew that was the only way that my life would change. And John Sullivan is not here tonight, but what they do, it gives us hope. Like, in SAP, we only had one church service that they would come in there for us, but on Sunday mornings, we got to go out and hear the gospel, and it was amazing. In the unit, I had to wait 3 months, so, I had time in the unit where they would come on Tuesday nights, and then Monday mornings and Sundays. But those people take their time and go up there and spread the word to people who had been saved but were lost and broken. We're not all lost causes. For a long time, I thought I was. But I got out of the hopelessness and the guilt and the shame that I had felt. Miracle right here. John 14:27, it was a verse that I kept going to when I was in the SAP, when I was in jail. I wanted peace. I wanted that peace that I felt a long time ago, but I couldn't find it. But it was because I wasn't willing to accept it. I don't know, it's peace I leave with you, my peace I give to you, not as the world gives to you, do I give to you. Let not your heart be troubled, neither let it be afraid. That in 2 Timothy 1:7, for God did not give us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. I lived my life in fear. Fear of disappointing someone. Fear of not, making their expectations. And then in the addiction, it became, fear of going to jail. And then in the end, that's what I wanted. That was my safety net. I found peace in jail. I felt safe in jail. And that's the first time I had that feeling in probably 13, 14 years. When you go to jail and that's where you find joy, you know that you was doing something wrong. I'm serious. I am absolutely serious. My addiction consumed me. It stole everything from me. Yes, it was my choices. I had free will. I made horrible choices, absolutely horrible choices. A lot of them were influenced by others. I became a stranger, not only to myself, but to my family. I went through a lot of abuse, but in turn, I caused a lot of abuse too. Abuse to my family, abuse to my friends. The last time I saw my dad's side of the family was in 2003, in the summer of 2003. And I saw my Aunt Donna and her family Christmas night, and then Rebecca's here tonight. So, I don't know, I let it get a hold of me, and Satan got a hold of me. He had a stronghold on me. I remember writing Mama a letter, and it took me a couple of days to write it. And I remember just squalling because, my mother was everything to me, and I had just treated her so bad. Not only her, my entire family, but in that letter, I kind of explained to her how it come about. Y'all started using recreationally, and then it got to where it was every day, and then it was like I had to have it every day or I could not function. And it takes everything you have. Like you were talking this morning in Sunday school, it does. It consumes every aspect of your life. It takes everything from you. I have been delivered. Praise the Lord. God gets all the glory. I wouldn't be where I'm at without for him, if it wasn't for him. And I know that my family could not find it in their hearts to still love me, to still support me, to still care about me, and to forgive me for all the crap that I put them through if they did not have God in their hearts. So yes, I'm blessed to have an amazing family. When I was still in my addiction, I had reached rock bottom. I knew it. I wanted out. Had tried to get out several times. Couldn't do it. And actually Blake came out to ball play and visited with us, and God had already started working in my heart. And BJ was the type of person, if I can't see it, I don't believe it. And he would make fun of me for reading my Bible. But, I still read my Bible. No, I was not living right. But I would still, have a moment where I would go and read my Bible. But Blake came, and it was the next day I just broke down, and I would go to a tree stand and hide. And that was my safe place, and that's where I went, and I would talk to God. And I wanted out. I was ready, and I prayed, and I stayed out there until it was almost dark. I went back home about 2 weeks later. I was like, okay, I had a good feeling that day. I had a good feeling. So we're driving down the road. I have suspended license, no insurance, bad tag. And I see a police officer parked on the side of the road. And I floored it, and I started swerving. I knew that was God telling me, Erin, this is your way out. I'd heard about the SAP program before when I was in jail for speeding tickets. And I was asking about it, curious about it. But I couldn't get in because I didn't have drug charges. It didn't matter. I wanted SAP. I was getting SAP. So I get pulled over, and he asked me if I was crazy. He asked me if I was high. I said, yes, sir, I am. I said, but I'm not crazy. I said, I have warrants in Etowah County, whereas in Cherokee County. I said, take me to jail. They'll come get me. He was going to let me go. I said, please don't let me go. So I did. He was like, I'll let you go. I said, sir, please don't let me go. Either he's going to kill me or I'm going to come to kill him. It had gotten that bad at home. And he said, well, you need to find someplace else to go. I said, to jail. And he said, well, what's going to happen if I don't take you to jail? I said, I'm going to kick you. So, yes, I threatened to kick the police officer to take me to jail. I was desperate. I was so desperate, and I wanted help so bad. So he said, go get in my car. So I'm walking to the car, skipping to the car, thanking God that I'm going to jail. But it had gotten that bad. I mean, y'all, I'm not kidding. It was horrible. I mean, I was lost. My soul was broken. I had no self-worth, nothing. I mean, it was that bad. Completely hopeless. But God has not only delivered me from my addiction, He has taken those cravings away. When I was still in the SAT program, I didn't crave in there. But, on the unit, you could get whatever you wanted. But I didn't want it. I almost got in a fight because I flushed drugs down the toilet. But anyways, it wasn't, right there. But He has taken those cravings away. I don't wake up, and I know every day is a struggle for some people who have went through it. But I wake up counting my blessings. And I don't crave drugs anymore. And that is a blessing in itself, because I've watched others come out, do good for a little while, go right back to using. We had a girl that was in the group that overdosed, and she died. So it's a blessing for me not to have those cravings. And you were talking today about the cursing. He's delivered me from that too. And I promise you, I had a horrible mouth. Absolutely horrible. But August the 14th of 2012 is, I think, the last time I've cussed. I think so. I don't think I've cussed since then. But Colossians 1:13 and 14, it says, He has delivered us from the power of darkness and conveyed us into the kingdom of the Son of His love, in whom we have redemption through His blood, the forgiveness of sins. I was in total and complete darkness with no light at the end of the tunnel, just total pitch black darkness. It was lonely, it was scary, and I knew that I needed the help, and to get out of that darkness I had to surrender and submit completely to Him, not just halfway, but completely. And I did, and it got a lot easier. No, jail wasn't easy. But it was easier than what I was in. I called Mama on the phone one day. I wasn't expecting her to answer. I wasn't expecting her to write me back, but she did, by the grace of God. So, I begged for SAP. I got SAP. And I was in there with a good group of girls. We all woke up every morning and we did devotionals. My mentor, Miss McClung, she was not allowed to bring religion to it, but she did because we asked her to. And I was on the work detail, so I got to get out of the little bitty dorm. Tiny dorm with 20 women, you kind of go stir crazy. But I got to get out of the dorm and, have more in-depth talks with her, and she was a blessing to me. She really was. I think that if someone who did not put their heart into it, that was just in it for the money, I don't think I would have got what I did out of it. But she really does care about what she's doing. And if you, are open-minded, it will help. When I got out, I was so nervous about coming back to church. I've always had kind of anxiety issues and maybe a little ADD, I don't know. But I was so nervous, and I was scared to come back to church because I thought I would be judged, or people would look down upon me and see me for what I've done, not what I can do, not what I want to do, not what I'm going to do. But I was wrong. Everyone here welcomed me with open arms, and I'm proud of you. Good job, and it means a lot. It really does. To have the support. So I got out and I tried applying for a job. I have 2 felonies. So, it makes it a little difficult. But I was honest with everyone that I applied with and told them about my charges. I went through the SAP program. This is where I was at. This is where I'm at now. And everybody's like, okay. I completely understand. They have reason. I have a theft charge. Would you want somebody working for you with a theft charge? You don't think of, why or what the reasoning behind it was. But I didn't give up. I knew that God would bless me with a job when He felt like I was ready. Come to Happy Hearts one day with Mama, and Brother Tommy told me to go to Tawanas. So I went to Tawanas that day, and I filled out an application. I went and turned it in to her daughter, Victoria. Just turned in my application. She says, will you work for minimum wage? I said, I will work for minimum wage. She said, will you work in the kitchen? I said, I'll clean your toilets. And she laughed, and she said, okay. She said, well, I'll talk to Mama, and we'll let you know. So the next day, Victoria calls and says, be here at 11 o'clock. I said, okay. I said, is this for my interview with your mom? She said, no, it's to start work. So without meeting me, without talking to me, Tawana hired me. And that job is a blessing. Thank you. The people I work with, we're like a big family. If anybody's going through anything, we're all there to support people. And we can bring God in the workplace. And not get in trouble for it. So that was a blessing. And through that time of, searching for a job and feeling like I was a burden to my mother, because I had saved some money while I was in jail. And I brought it home because I was going to help Mama with some bills, until I got a job. Well, that money ran out, and I still didn't have a job. I'd been on interviews, but I still did not have a job. So I was kind of feeling like I was a burden, and I kept going to Galatians 6:9. So let us not grow weary in doing what's right, for we will reap at harvest time if we do not give up. So I didn't give up. I knew it was God's time, not mine. And it wasn't, I got out in May and I started working in September, so it wasn't a long time without a job, but it was long enough, and I had been in, jail in the SAT program, so it was structured. We had a schedule, and we had to stay on that schedule. I still get up every morning and read my Bible. And if it don't get me closer to God, I let it go. Whether it be thoughts, feelings, things. Things are really just that, things. And that's not what's important. And never will be. People cherish things, and they shouldn't cherish things. That's completely not what it's about. But I have friends again. I haven't had friends in a long time. I had acquaintances who only called when they wanted something, or if I could benefit them in some way. They didn't care about me. They was just that, an acquaintance. But I have friends who love me and who care for me and call me and say, how are you doing? Not, what can you do for me? And that's something that's rare. People invite me to their house again. and that's a major thing, because for a long time it's like, well, she's on drugs. We don't want her here, And I didn't want to be there. If you had invited me, I would have been like, probably wouldn't have talked to you in the first place. I would have avoided you. I did a lot of that. I would see someone and I knew them, and I would avoid them. I would turn and go the other way. I tried to find my booking picture because I wanted to bring it. Because I look at it every now and then, and it's like, wow, how did I get like that? I got like that because I strayed away from Christ. That's exactly how I got like that. I weighed 97 pounds. I was about dead. I wasn't eating. I might eat a whole saltine cracker over the course of 2 days. I looked horrible. My eyes was big and sunk in, and all I was skin on top of bone. But they let me retake my booking picture before I got out, so now it's a different picture on there, so if you look it up, you won't see my 97-pound one, but in a way, I kind of wish it was still up there, so, people can be like, wow, look at the difference. But I will find it, and I will bring it. I can laugh again. I went so long without laughing, and that was a big part of who I was. I was happy. I had a good childhood. I had a good family. I wasn't around drugs growing up. I just made poor decisions. Very poor decisions. Miss McClung used to say that stupid was doing something you know is going to turn out poorly, but doing it anyways. And insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. Yeah, I was acting stupid and insane. I couldn't do it without God. I couldn't do it without my family, and the support. Not only from them, but from the church. Y'all have been awesome, and I really do thank y'all from the bottom of my heart for, just a smile and the good job or proud of you or whatever. But I got out, and, I was like, I'm not going to take anything for granted anymore. Not my family, not my time, not my friends, not playing in the dirt, not nothing. Like today, we went and picked up pecans, and to me, it was amazing. I had so much fun just picking up pecans. Talk to God. I did. I may be strange, but that's okay. I am strange. I've been called worse. A lot worse. Strange I'm good with. But I have moved back, and yes, I am a spaz. But that's okay. I can feel again. I went so long without feeling emotions. I didn't know what they was anymore. It's like I just stuffed and stuffed and stuffed and stuffed until I couldn't stuff no more. And then in SAP, we started peeling back those layers. And I learned how to cope with reality and, how to stand up and not just cower down. I found me. I found God again. I found my family again. And I'm not going to lose that for nobody. I will fight for my right to praise God. And I don't care what anybody says, or if they don't like it, I like it, and I'm happy with it. I'm not living my life for nobody else. I'm living it for God. I'm not trying to make everybody else happy. I'm concerned about making me happy, and I know that as long as I do the right thing, that they will be happy. So that's what I'm doing. And this morning you was talking about ashes in our sermon. Well, there was two quotes that I come across this morning before I came to church when I was reading my Bible. I love my Bible. It's got little devotionals in it and little quotes. The first one I run across, it said, "Speak the truth and offer your words like gifts that when unwrapped brings grace and hope to the hearer." I hope, by what I've been through, by, y'all hearing that, it gives somebody hope. Not necessarily for you, but maybe someone you know, or if you have fallen away and not living the way that you want to live for God, all you got to do is take a step. That's what you got to do. I'm so thankful God didn't turn his back on me like I did on him. Over and over. Him convicting my heart and me just running from it. He never gave up on me. But then the second one about ashes. What we hope for, unless it's made up of God and his presence, is ashes, has no life. Only Jesus has life. Before I came back to God, I was just wandering around aimlessly. I wasn't living. It was kind of zombie-ish, and yeah, I looked like a zombie too. But I had no direction, no hope. I thought my future was a closed book, but it's not. And I do want to go back to school, and I want to be a social worker, and I want to help other people. I believe that is my purpose. God gave me this life because I'm strong enough to live it. Some people were not, but I am, and I'm not going to let him down. I'm going to do what he's got it in my heart to do. So